telling us what we can and can't do. And so there's been this attempted demonization of the Tea Party movement and anybody who's criticizing the government, trying to tie them to a few radicals that are out there, and it's just not going to work. The American people see through this, but not just the American people, the people of Iceland, the people of Greece, the people all over the world who are tired of being robbed by the IMF and the World Bank and the private Federal Reserve. And so I am angry, and so is the population, and we're rightfully angry. I have a lot of the same concerns as the, quote, Tea Party movement, but the Tea Party movement itself is very, very diverse. There's libertarians, there's classical liberals, there's conservatives, there's a lot of people that make up what you call the Tea Party movement. Then you have the attempt by the Republican Party to try to take over the Tea Party movement. So really the Tea Party movement's a very, very diverse group. Well, let's be clear. I'm not like CNN and Fox promoting imaginary made-up WMDs in Iraq so that our military can go kill 1 million innocent Iraqis. So, no, I don't advocate for violence like the New York Times and CNN. I want to make that clear. I do believe in working through the courts, but also through the states to have them nullify these federal laws on highways and on schools and on every issue and on medical issues. The federal government more and more is taking over the states. So I advocate the 9th and 10th Amendment powers of the state nullifying these unconstitutional federal laws. And I support getting rid of the 17th Amendment and bringing our senators back to the state level so they're controlled by the elected legislature. I don't advocate shock and awe like CNN did, okay? I don't have the blood of 1 million dead people on my hands. I'm not a fake liberal who poses like they're against war, if that's your question. I didn't kill 1 million Iraqis like those of you at CNN who push the lies. I'm not a murderer. I think the rhetoric of the mainstream media lying about WMDs has caused a lot of the loss of trust. I think that the banker bailout, they claimed the $784 billion was to unfreeze mortgages, and the next day they said, we're not going to tell you where the money's going, we're not spending it on that. I think that's what's to blame for the rhetoric.
All right,
and I also know that most...
We're going to come back and continue with it. You know, he's asking, are you causing the violence? Do you feel responsible? Do you feel like you're part of the Tea Party? What do you think of the Tea Party? Then he comes back with, are you causing the violence? Do you feel responsible for angering people? The broken record. And so it gets a little more heated coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this was shot off of a flip phone from about 15 feet away. Is why you hear some of that echo. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Attention landscapers, house painters, carpet cleaners, pet sitters, gutter cleaners, and anyone who has their own home service business. Would you love to build a huge and loyal customer base fast? Well, now you can. Introducing the Magic Yellow Flyer. The Magic Yellow Flyer marketing system is the most effective and inexpensive way to build a referral-only service business in a short period of time. Get new customers and build a solid customer base. Throw away all of the other ineffective and expensive advertising methods. You need the Magic Yellow Flyer. Corporate America is destroying our country, and it's time to rebuild the backbone of America. No matter what business you're in, the Magic Yellow Flyer marketing system will work for you. Don't have a home business? The Magic Yellow Flyer comes with 15 hot home businesses that you can start at a minimum cost. Visit MagicYellowFlyer.com. That's MagicYellowFlyer.com. Put the Magic Yellow Flyer to work for you today. Visit MagicYellowFlyer.com.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
You worry. You see the signs and worry about the future. You worry about economic turmoil and food shortages. How to be prepared while preserving your sanity. Your answer may be at hand. Author Linda Runyon lived off the land, isolated from civilization. She knows that as long as the sun shines, there will be plenty of free food all over God's green earth. Perhaps the only sane insurance is knowledge of wild edible plants. The cost of learning is minimal. Wild food grows everywhere, and you will see it everywhere. It's every bit organic and more nutritious than our modern diets. Well respected in her field, Linda's approach to teaching this subject includes books, flashcards, and video with an emphasis on health, safety, practicality, and joy. Learn how to identify it, where and when to find it, how to prepare, use, and store it. Go to Linda's website, ofthefield.com, and take advantage of special offers. Or if you're not online, call her 24-hour toll-free order line at 888-51-EAT-FREE. That number again, 888-51-EAT-FREE. A little knowledge makes starvation impossible.
All right, we looked it up. The average CNN show has about 250,000 viewers. Anderson Cooper, now that he does stunts like swimming with great white sharks, some days has 900,000 viewers. The point is they're legends in their own minds. And he is a Astor, and what's the other family? Ann Vanderbilt. And so is Tucker Carlson. And you've got Lord Rothschild's son. David Rothschild's now a TV star. And that's what the elites do for their kids, is we're taught how to worship them. And they go join the intelligence services and then become TV hosts lying to everyone. Just disgusting. They have these spiders trying to target me. And they have other questions about why do congressmen get interviewed by you? And they tried to go tell congressmen, why are you going on Alex's show? As a way to divide everybody and say that's too radical. They don't want these ideas going mainstream. They're trying to dictate reality. Let's continue.
And the next day, they said, we're not going to tell you where the money's going. We're not spending it on that. I think that's what's to blame for the rhetoric. And I also know that most of these threats on congressmen and attacks on offices are staged. Here's the Denver Post from 2008. Obama workers arrested attacking their own facility in a staged event to get sympathy. So, and I also think the mainstream media promoting the few attacks that have happened and hyping it are going to cause mentally ill lone nuts to engage in more. And that's why the congressman who reportedly got his office shot up is now telling the media to stop hyping this. But the media knows exactly what it's doing. It's hoping a bunch of lone nuts hearing you talk about this 24/7 go out and commit more acts so that you can try to discredit the American people that are exposing the unconstitutional, out-of-control tyranny going on in Congress. But no, I think most of it's staged, just like all the campuses where they get caught painting fake swastikas up. This is all political warfare to demonize opposition to big government and tyranny. No, but that's a loaded question. It's like, well, let me ask CNN, have you ever advocated violence? And yes, we know you have. I have said that if they're loading people on FEMA trucks to take us to death camps, and they have legislation in Congress to allow the arrest of U.S. citizens, the Belligerent Act, that Americans have a right to defend themselves, just like Germans have a right to defend themselves from Hitler. But I am against offensive action because we're winning peaceably and politically. The country is waking up. I have always spoken out against violence, and the last 3 months I had predicted that the establishment would stage fake attacks against itself as a pretext to demonize their opposition. You guys can't change the subject off of this health care bill and the fact that it doesn't cover children with pre-existing conditions, that members of Congress and of the executive branch have been selectively made to not be part of the program and to be exempt, or the fact that it cuts Medicare and Medicaid and that the insurance companies wrote the bill. That's the big dirty secret, is the insurance companies actually wrote much of this bill, and that's why their stock's way up right now. And they are the ones that advocate the political violence, the tasering, the naked body scanners, the pushing the American people trying to break our will and turn us into slaves like the people of communist Russia or Nazi Germany. And so it's the system squeezing and squeezing and squeezing the American people that is pushing some of the American people into acts of desperation. But I tell those people watching, do not do that. Be like Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be nonviolent like Martin Luther King, and we are going to overturn the despotic system that is in this country. We are going to take it back no matter how many staged terror attacks the government carries out, like Oklahoma City and 9/11. You will never stop the truth, and you cannot stop the truth. It is out there, and ideas are bulletproof. Myself or Ron Paul. I mean, I think the New York Times and Newsweek and several other publications got it right when they said that I am basically the prophet of the Tea Party movement, and that's because my ideas of the Constitution influence the largest spectrum of people represented by the Tea Party, but it goes much deeper than that. So, yes, I think that I'm a good person to interview, but other people are important.